What's going on, guys? Matt Deeks here with another video, and today I'm bringing you a how to beat video. We got week 17 hard stratagem. Let's hop into it, okay, guys? If you have not beat it yet and you're having trouble, this video is for you. All right, I was able to beat this week's hard stratagem. Definitely not the hardest stratagem, guys. You should not have too big of a problem with this week, guys. But let's go into the actual battlefield conditions, okay, for this week, because they are plentiful and most of them are actually against us, okay? So let's get into it, guys. So first off, we have buffed enemies. So enemies have increased health and damage. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Enemies will have more health, so you'll have to do a lot more damage on your end in order to kill them, and also they will inflict more damage to you, right? So very lethal combination there. So number one, we have buffed enemies. Number two, we have enemy sighted. So range kills restore armor based on enemy threat level. Okay, so again, I'll say that one more time. Ranged kills, only range kills, not melee kills. Range kills restore armor based on enemy threat level, okay? So if the threat level is higher, say an extremis or majoris, right, you're going to get more armor than, let's say, a bunch of minoris kills, right? So, or a minoris kill, right? So keep that in mind. So the enemies matter. And then we have detonation risk. So exploding objects are more common and much more dangerous in terms of radius and damage. Now, I can 1000% confirm this. I wanted to test this out. I was playing with a heavy, and I'll get into the classes that I recommend in a second, but I was playing with a heavy. And for example, I took out my plasma pistol, which is my secondary. I was very far back from the explosive. I shot it and I still got hit. So, and it took a lot of damage, a lot of health off, right? So I would say be very, very careful with these exploding objects. Just try to avoid them and just keep an eye out for them, okay? And then in terms of the last one, we have maintain distance. Now, this is going to be huge. This, along with enemy sighted, they're going to play synergistically in terms of it's going to really influence what class you're going to want to play with, okay? There are certain classes that you're not going to be excelling with that are not beneficial for this week's stratagem, and there's going to be certain classes that will make you excel in this week, okay? So let's get into that in a second, guys. But maintain distance, we have melee damage is greatly reduced, but range damage is increased, okay? So keep in mind, guys, this week is all about range damage, ranged weapons. Okay, this is not the time to go in with your melee. You can still go in with a melee focused build, but you're gonna be at a suboptimal state. Okay, so I recommend that definitely a ranged class. But guys, let's get into the certain classes and weapons I recommend. Okay, so I hopped over to the armoring hall and I'm going to pop in here. Now, I ran with a heavy plasma incinerator, the heroic style, and the Ophidian Liberation Alpha plasma pistol. So in my opinion, the 3 to 4 best classes to go in with, you're going to go heavy, sniper. This is a time where you pull out sniper, vanguard, and tactical, okay? This is not the time for an assault. This is not the time for a bulwark. Yes, you can still kill it with, your plasma pistol, or for the assault, you can run the plasma pistol, or whatever your secondary weapon is, but you're going to be at a great disadvantage because the primary focus for assault and bulwark is your melee weapon, right? So you're not going to want to go in with those two classes if you're sole goal is to beat this week. If you just want to beat it at the easiest possible way, then you're going to want to avoid assault and bulwark. This is where you're going to want to choose either a tactical, vanguard, sniper, or heavy. And in my opinion, guys, the two best classes, in my opinion, for this week's stratagem is sniper and heavy. Yes, you can still run Vanguard. You can go Instigator Bolt, you can go Melta, whatever you want. Melta, doesn't really matter. And same thing for Tactical. It doesn't really matter, right? You're going to get that advantage with the ranged weaponry. However, Guns such as, the last fusel, bolt sniper. As for the heavy, you're going to have the plasma incinerator, you're going to have the multi-melta, the pyre cannon, right? These type of weapons are going to have way greater efficiency and way greater damage than, let's say, a basic, you know, melta rifle, right? Or instigator bolt or whatever, right? So this is where you're going to want to really choose either, in my opinion, a sniper or a heavy. We had a sniper on our team and he was just popping off, okay? I believe he had the last fusel and he was hitting headshot after headshot after headshot, basically one-shotting or two-shotting like Majoris and Extremis to execution animation. So honestly, guys, a heavy and a sniper on your team, you're going to be good to go. The third slot can be either Vanguard or Tactical, in my opinion. All right. So honestly, that's basically it for this video. I'm not going to take too much of your time because it's pretty straightforward. Focus on ranged weaponry. In my opinion, heavy or sniper. And if you want, a loadout recommendation, I really like the heavy. I really like either the plasma incinerator or the multi-melta paired with a plasma pistol. All right, guys, hopefully that helps you. Again, this week is not too hard. You should not have that much of an issue. Also, keep in mind, I do want to say, I'll quickly hop right back into the stratagems. We are on Vox Liberatus. Now, you have to remember, Vox Liberatus is one of the, not the easiest, but one of the fastest operations or missions that you can go through, okay? Almost every area, has the ability to fast track. And what I mean by that is, almost every area, has the ability that if you just get to the end, if you just get to the elevator shaft, if you just get to the door, whatever it is, if you just get to the other side, the extraction area of that certain sector, you're going to be able to avoid all the enemies that you've left behind, unless there's a terminus, obviously, right? But if there's extremis or lower, whether it's an elevator shaft, the gates will come up, whether it's a door, the gates will close, whatever it is, basically every single sector, every single little area of this map, you can fast track and make your life a lot easier, okay? Just my opinion. If your goal is to beat this and you want to get those points, obviously you're going to want to fast track at certain areas. If you want to just sit back and farm kills and go for XP, then I totally understand, right? So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, check out my other videos if you haven't. I got some really cool videos. We got the Carcharodons coming. If you haven't checked out my breakdown of their lore, go check that out, guys. We got the DLC coming. Very excited for that. One of my favorite Loyalist chapters in the Imperium, the Carcharodons or the Space Sharks, okay? Check out their lore in my most recent video. Guys, if you have not yet subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel a little further, consider becoming a member. No pressure at all. You don't have to. Simply sitting back and enjoying the video is all I want and need, okay? With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.